Audio article by the Common Constitutionalist entitled, No, Pacific Islands Are Not Disappearing Due to Global Warming. Rising sea levels are eating away at small Pacific islands and will eventually turn their inhabitants into climate refugees, so say the climate experts. Allow me to channel my inner Andy Rooney. Did you ever notice that in order to be a climate expert, one must first believe in man-caused global warming? Just an observation. New Scientist reports that over the past 60 years, the sea has risen by around 30 centimeters locally, sparking warnings that the Funafuti atoll is set to disappear. Now, may I ask a question? How do sea levels rise locally? The experts claim that the ocean rose locally by 30 centimeters. Well, these islands, or atolls, sit in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Now picture the Pacific as a giant bathtub. There are no walls or barriers in the tub segregating the water. After you finish filling the tub to a certain level, someone asks if you can raise the level of water by 30 centimeters, which is about 12 inches, locally, at one end and not the other. Please tell me how this is done, save for a local storm or swell, which would, of course, subside. It defies the laws of fluid dynamics. But as has been occurring more often of late, actual data doesn't support the claims that these islands will disappear. Quite the opposite. Paul Kench of the University of Auckland, New Zealand, and his colleagues found no evidence of heightening erosion. After poring over more than a century's worth of data, including old maps and aerial and satellite imagery, they conclude that 18 out of 29 islands have actually grown. Gee, maybe he should start studying Arctic and Antarctic ice, which is also not shrinking. Kench and others have instead seen storms and other ocean disturbances that churn up the sea appear to be a much more important factor than is climate change. Kench says that the storms break up reefs and deposit them on the islands, adding to their landmass. Kench revealed that the group of islands studied actually grew over 250,000 square yards, while many islands changed shape or shifted sideways. Well, fancy that. Naturally occurring weather events, not climate, have a much greater effect on the destruction and construction of these tiny islands. This is exactly what we warming deniers have been asserting for a while, that no one, including the so-called climate experts at NOAA, NASA, and the rest of the intellectual set, really has any idea how weather works and how it affects the Earth. We deniers at least admit we don't know. Those on the left can never admit such a thing. Admitting that they don't know it all will just open the door to skepticism, and they can't have that. It seems deniers such as me understand weather effects more than do the experts, for I have seen the landmass destruction and construction phenomenon firsthand and on more than one occasion. Growing up, my family took summer vacations. We are warm weather beach people, so we ventured to the Atlantic coast, the Carolinas, the Outer Banks, and the islands. For whatever reason, we experienced hurricanes during many of these trips. They were always exciting to us, but we were kids and didn't understand the threat. Anyway, the day after the storm was always fun for us. We would venture out onto the beach sometime to find it simply had disappeared. Of course, it didn't disappear. It was moved further down the beach or to the other side of the island or peninsula. The storm had shifted the landmass. Where there used to be a beach was no more, and where there was no beach now saw a massive landmass addition. These types of events have been happening for eons, yet now, when there is the slightest shrinking of landmass or sea encroachment, the purveyors of panic cry global warming. However, it's nice to see that more scientists are coming forward to admit events other than global warming shape our world and have the courage to say so. Thank you for listening.